Hello everyone and welcome to Kunskap. When you think of Paris, you probably think of the Eiffel Tower, and chances are that you've already been to the top. With more than 7 million visitors per year, it is the most visited monument in the world, ahead of the Chinese Wall. But why this giant metal tower, which stands out from the Parisian skyline, was built? What for? And why is it still there? This is what we are going to discover in this video. So, in order to better understand, let's go back in time. We are at the end of the 19th century, during the Second Industrial Revolution. The economies of Western Europe and the United States are growing rapidly, thanks to the use of new energy sources such as electricity, oil, and gas. And these great powers of the time like to demonstrate how superior they are to others through an international event that first appeared in 1851 in London, the World Fairs. France was one of these great powers, so on November 8, 1884, the French government decided that to mark the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution, the country would host the 1889 World's Fair at the Champs de Mars in Paris. However, it was not supposed to be a simple exhibition, it had to be spectacular. So a competition was also launched for the construction of a tower of more than 300 meters, which was meant to be the highlight of the 1889 exhibition. At that time, a tower that high was a real architectural and technological challenge. Among 107 projects, it is the one of Gustave Eiffel, entrepreneur, Maurice Koechlin and Émile Nauguier, engineers, and Stephen Sylvester, architect, that was selected. Mainly because of his connections within the government, and also because of his previous achievements such as the Garabet Viaduct in south of France, the Maria Pia Viaduct in Porto, or the structure of the Statue of Liberty in New York City. On January 28, 1887, Gustave Eiffel and his engineers began the construction of the tower. And it was a giant puzzle, with most of the pieces being assembled in the factories before being installed on the tower by the 250 workers on site. In March 1889, the monument was completed in time for the World's Fair and no fatal accidents occurred. The construction of the tower cost around 7,800,000 old francs, about $35 million today. And it took 2 years, 2 months and 5 days to build, a real feat for the time. Very criticized during its construction, especially by many artists and Parisians, it was a huge success during its inauguration. The highest tower in the world at the time, the Eiffel Tower, attracted crowds. 2 million people went there to observe the 360 view it offered of Paris. The same thing happened during the 1900 World's Fair, which also took place in the City of Lights. But from 1901, people were not too interested in the tower. It is the opposite. They even considered destroying the tower in 1909, which marks the end of the concession. To avoid this, its creator Gustave Eiffel financed numerous scientific experiments, and in 1910 the French authorities decided to extend the concession of the tower for 70 years in recognition of its scientific potential. During the World Wars, it was used for military purposes. Radio programs were broadcast from it, and television broadcasting equipment was installed. It even escaped the plan of Hitler, who wanted to destroy it with Paris. Then from the 1960s onwards, international mass tourism began to develop, and the number of visitors to the tower increased from year to year. Today, people love the Eiffel Tower. More than 300 million people have visited it since it was built, making it the most visited monument in the world. A true symbol of France and of Paris, the Iron Lady is not about to disappear. Tell us in the comments what you think of the Eiffel Tower, if you have already visited it. We hope you enjoyed this short video about the Eiffel Tower, and if it's the case, don't forget to subscribe, like, and we